Okay, after significant pounding, kind of like that, just beat on the end of the screwdriver, beat on it, beat on it, beat on it. It finally started moving. I think it's gotten to the point now, I think, or if I simply push on it, it kind of turns. Yeah, it's moving a little bit there, isn't it? Oh yeah, and also got the speed connectors off. That was interesting. I made a tool. A piece of baling wire so you could stick it in there and push at the same time. And in the end of my piece of wooden rod, I put a notch to catch the back end of that tool. So it worked. It wasn't super easy, but it worked. Anyway, you see what I'm doing. Alright, it's loose. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Alright, the ring's out of the way. Assembly. Let's see, the assembly's kind of tightly tapped in there. It doesn't seem to want to pop loose. Nice. Well, let me see what I got to do to pop that loose. Okay, we're both getting all getting a good look at it here for the first time out here in the sunlight. I think that'll clean up okay. Gotta figure out what happened to the float. It's gotta be down there in the tank somewhere. Well, I guess I will put it over here in the sunlight. And get back to it in a bit. Let's take a look back here at the tank. The float's got to be down in there somewhere. You can see there's a little bit of a reflection of some gasoline down here. What the heck? Come on, there's got to be a float in here somewhere. How the heck the float go? Tank's a lot deeper than I thought. Alright, oh, there we go. Something over here. There's the end of the float. Alrighty, you guys get to see that just like I do. Look at that. It looks to me like that just corroded right in half. Nice. Well, I'll put that over here with the rest of the stuff. Yeah, perfect. Alright. To pump that out anyway. Well, I'm going to put some lubrication on that before I put that back on. What a pain. Alright, I'll have to get back to this in a little bit. Alright, went in my kitchen and found a nice little ceramic bowl that I can use to plug the hole up, keep it from stinking so bad. I don't know if you've never smelled old gasoline. It has a particularly powerful aroma. And yeah, my whole garage smells like that right now. So after sitting in the sun there for a while, it's still kind of liquidy and gooey in places. But anyway, the filter, I don't know if you can see it, has begun to deteriorate right in this area. So this is shot. I'm not going to be able to reuse that. There's kind of a mounting plate. It's made out of plastic. If I clean that up, that should be reusable. There's kind of a retaining clip. Fits down here in the bottom right there. Well, this is, once cleaned up, this will be easy to use. Anyway, inside something, I believe right down inside there, inside this little place right there, this used to fit. It's a vibration damper of sorts. Anyway, that has corroded and deteriorated into a bunch of nothingness. So, whatever that is, hopefully that comes with a kit. A pump kit. I might have to buy a pump kit. Who knows? Anyway, like I showed you, this is completely rusted off right there, so I'll have to fix that. I believe that that is still functional. Not totally sure yet, but we will see. I've also been reading, they tell you to get rid of this device. This is like a kind of a pulsation dampener. They say, yeah, it's ineffective and it can break, so get rid of your pulsation damper and just put in a piece of tubing between here and there. Clamp it off. I'm like, yeah, I'm on board with that. And then you see all this big messy gook around here? I believe this is some kind of a sound deadening encasement that was on the outside of this thing. Anyway, well, it's shot to hell. So if I can get this thing to work, that's all got to come off. So anyway, I need to keep pulling it apart. I forgot to mention that this is the remains of a zip tie. It was used to pin the wiring down. Well, anyway, that zip tie is busted. It's a goner. Okay, it's got another kind of a vibration damper right there. And it looks functional, but nah, it's shot to hell. It's rotten. I'm going to try and pull it off without destroying it, but it's rotten. So, there's the pump. And I'm going to throw it in my bucket over here and throw a little, oh, what do I like? A little lacquer thinner on there. It kind of eats into all the gasoline residues and stuff. Does a good job with it. So I'll have to get back to that later. So there's my fuel pump. I let it sit in the lacquer thinner overnight, pulled it out and let it kind of evaporate for a bit out in the garage. And after it evaporated for a bit, I peeled off the outer sound deadening tarred up looking shell. And let's take a look at it here. You can see things like right in there, and right there, and this right here, and all the little black spots. They all represent pitting. This right here is an enormous crack running down this direction. It's not a good sign. It's another crack right there. More pitting. Okay, this pit and this crack right here, this goes all the way through. There is no more metal in the housing left right there. So, yeah, this thing's pretty well shot. I know if you want to replace this thing with something that matches it, it'd be nice to find some markings on here. And there's really not that much. I got a plus and a minus on this side. And if you come back down to the other end over here, let's see if you can see it. You can see an AC right there. AC is back up just a tiny bit. There's a 40. If you look down inside that crack, I think there's a 23 millimeter mark. There's a little arrow right down underneath there, indicating the direction of flow. And if you look down in like that, you can see what kind of vein the pump has. So if you're trying to replace it with a same type of vein, there are different kinds of veins you can get in these pumps, but anyway, that's the kind of vein that comes with the original pump. And we know this is the original pump because I'm the original owner, and I'm the one who's done everything on the car, which isn't all that much. So this is what was in there when I pulled it out. That's the original pump. Now, in order to replace it, you need to know some dimensions. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. Anyway, the diameter, 37 millimeters. Let's stay back over here. The metal housing which is deteriorating badly. It goes from there up to there, 83 millimeters, and the total length, which goes from the tip of this to the tip of that, 134 millimeters. Other than that, nothing really special. And I've been digging around trying to figure out what type of pump to replace it with. I don't want to spend a heck of a lot of money, but I might have to spend a few bucks. Anyway, back at this end right here, there is, if I can find it, this little guy right here. This used to be attached to the filter. Let's bring the filter over here. But it corroded. So that sat on this end of the little filter piece. But that corroded loose. And this is all deteriorating in there anyway. And it simply slid over the end. Hang on. Something like that. And it just part of the process. I mean, it's part of the pump assembly. But anyway, shot to hell. As is this and that. So I've got to get a new pump. So I think that's going to end this part. Of the process, and the next part of the process is going to be finding a replacement for that guy right there.